Oh man, what's going on, guys? If you're here for the live stream, you are in the right place. If you're here because you just happened upon this video and you want to see the earnings call itself, go ahead to the hour into the video because it's going to start in an hour from this timestamp. Also, I'll put some timestamps down below so you guys can find it easily. But what's going on? I want to say that I missed you guys. How have you been? We have been having video uploads on the regular, but we also have not yet had a live stream this month. It is the March 1st, 2022, and it's a good way to kick off the month. So let's talk about Jose. Let's talk about Mike. Let's talk about Junior and Jason. What's going on? We're just going to start ramping up while people move in, but the day is nearly over. AMC as well as GME right now are going to be pulling into the station. Let me just pull GME here on this bottom part. And then we will also be able to count down. Cool that they put in a countdown into the event lobby itself. But we have AMC on the top right corner, GME on the bottom left. Good symmetry right there. Both of which are now currently rejected by their respective resistances from midday. GME a little bit closer to the beginning of the day, and now they are both trending around 3 to 4% down. But a lot of the market as well suffering the heat of international turmoil. What's going on? Danny Guamanian Blood. What's going on? Misty Macon Al Ni. Well, you even taught me how to do it. You even taught me how to pronounce it. Romeo Castillo, what's going on? Mo Power, Travis, Benji, what's going on? Green Scales, Jacob, El Renee, 13th. Good to see you, Andrew, my boy. Very proper. I love to see that. Here's a Barron's report about AMC Entertainment Report earnings Tuesday. Investors mostly know what to expect. You probably have an idea. Probably have a pretty good idea. You're going to have a chance for AMC to talk about its comeback story. It's essentially the opportunity for AMC to paint once again a spotless record of stocks being good. Theaters selling tickets, movies breaking headlines, all of that. Plus just a little bit of hedge funds doing what hedge funds do. Can't stop them. Michael, what's going on? Here for the ducks. Throw some ducks in the chat then. Throw whatever you guys need to throw in the chat. Throw some scissors in the chat. Lego91 says, hey, Mr. Mo Money is live. Woo, ooh. Argent Soon says, got filled this morning with 52 more DRS shares of AMC waiting for a direct order through computer share. Kind of blows, but oh well. I want a BTS sandwiches here. Andrew, what's going on, BTS sandwich? Good to see you. Band of the back together. The band is back together, says Mark Baptiste. Run for the hills, fooly fools. Looks like AMC and Jamie had a small boost at end of day. We just have 1 minute left until that market is closed. Again, if you guys are time travelers and you're here in the future, you want to directly hear the earnings call. It's a good thing that you spend about 2 minutes, 3 minutes listening to my voice, but we'll have timestamps down below for you to just jump an hour into the future and find that earnings call. Also, you'll just be able to scroll forward and you'll see this timer tick down. So that's also an easy way to figure out when that earnings call is about to begin. In about 44 minutes, that event room is going to be open to us, the adoring public. AMC closes the day pretty much recovering back to the VWAP. That's a not a bad little power hour price movement here. So recovered actually a good amount, half of its loss today. It had dipped all the way down to that 200 EMA, this purple line all the way down here, about $17.80. That is where the low is. There it is. The visualizations and the lines, finally, the crayon drawings are here. Oh, I can also ring that bell. Hold your ears, skip forward if you need to, but this is the bell that I must tell you. It's closed. Right next to my head. That means it's 4 p.m. Eastern, which means just another hour left until we hear the AMC earnings call. Let's see. Dongjin, I missed you. We've all been waiting for this specific earnings call. To the Moon says, why scissors, bro? It's because we're cutting the paper hands out of your lives. No need for the toxicity. Gotta do your own thing. Nobody's your financial advisor unless you've specifically hired one. Let's see. Let me just shout out all of you that are commenting in the chat. I appreciate that. If you want to hear your own name from me, a stranger, or a beloved friend, you can just comment in the chat and I'll call it out. We got B Vang, we got To the Moon, we got B Back 24/7, we have Joe N, Danny Sweet, Amrit Gill, we have Green Dill Dawes, Coat, Where's Ja, Deandra, we've got Cyber Fart, can't say that. Paul Nice. We got Elijah. We got DeAndre. We've got Joe N. 420 Zombie. Kristen Gallo. How's it going? We got Hockney. We got Chris Moon. DeAndre Greendale coming back in again. Nick, Matt, and Chell. Bordreau. We got Sands. Mike. I'll keep coming back to you guys. Nerm. BTS Sandwich still waiting for Showerfest, as you should be. We're fun. Oh man, you guys got me giggling already. You guys got me giggling. Take a quick look at the fact that if you guys have been paying attention to the AMC's VWAP, the VWAP had tapered off just in the last few minutes of Power Hour and now coming for that blue line, which means we might see a bullish break during the call itself. Of course, if you've seen historically what happens when the call happens, you are in the right place to find out. Kristen Gallo says, BTS, BTS. BTS Sandwich still holding until my hands turn into dust or diamonds. DeAndre said, we got him. We got Andrew. Blind to Hates is here for the earnings. Hi, Andrew. What's going on? Chris Moon as well. Dave Gardo. We got Raphael, Mike Duncan, Mike Marguccio. Hello there, AMC holder since January 27th of 2021. Let's go. That's a high five, but also to make sure my camera can focus. There we go. Aw, Kristen Gallo says, my BFF is still here. Nicholas says, Ortex AMC, please. Curious how much they borrowed today to short. Thanks, you got it. You got it. AMC pulling that up right now. Jacob Pope dropping those ducks in here. This is the earnings itself, Dario. Look at the countdown. It says AMC 4Q 2021 earnings webcast. It even says AMC Theaters logo. It's got everything, and it fits so perfectly on my screen. A chef's kiss. Beautiful. They're really up. I've been with so many of these earnings calls, but now they're really getting to my heart of being able to fit on screen very nicely. Doppelganger says, hey Andrew, let's do this. A lazy proletariat. Nice to see you, young man. Good to be here. Let's see. Andrew, please, we need the fire alarm, says Dongjin. Oh my gosh. We've had too many fire alarms while I try to do this show. Watch AMC already trying to crawl in the after hours, up 0.5%. Let's see. Highway Frog is here. Kyle is here. We got Common Sense Investor. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you. BTS Sandwich returning the Kristen. Jesse Jolby. Something in Japanese. IP freely. You got me again. How'd you do it? YouTube is gonna get suspicious. The YouTube censor is gonna be like, what is Andrew saying? Sean says the entire pandemic is about hiding. Whoa, we can't say any of those words. I can't say any of those words, Sean. Other Sean, spelled differently, says, Andrew, make a prediction so you can become a legend. Ooh, I predict AMC is going to have a very nice time right now. Prior to the earnings call, we're already looking at a 2% rip right now. So watch AMC just go for broke here. This is part of that full throttle technique. AMC already making up nearly its entire loss today. We're watching AMC go for the mountains, but also you'll notice that GME not tracking, not following along, which is surprising. Usually these guys are neck and neck, especially during earnings call. Okay, so be careful. Do watch it. We got Maui Sam, little bro. It feels like 2020 was so long ago. Great to see you live and well. Maui Sam feels like family now. Ape Nation has strong ties. Aloha. Good to see you, Maui Sam. Man, good to see everyone else back here. We got Robbie B. We got Edward DeSoto. We got Mitch Parsons. We have Turtle. How is my job, says BTS Sandwich. How is our girlfriend? Both are doing excellent. Thank you for asking. Lee says, what's up, AMC Moon Gain? They're going to the AMC Investor exclusive premiere of Batman tonight. Happy to be united with my fellow apes. That's the promise here, that when you guys scroll in to a little video that we call being on here in with the Moon Platoon, you guys are going to be part of the family at all times. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the finer price action here. All right, back to the countdown. Oh man, let's see. Matt Mago says, what time's earnings at? We have a little timer going down. It's been about 37 minutes and a half. Jeremy, good to see you. Bowl cut shred. Mo me. cut the name short. No mo money. Just mo me. Zero the Guitar Hero says, missed you. Going to see Batman later tonight as well. What's going on? Crease Fleetwood. What's up? Dino. How's it going? AMC sounds like a multivitamin. I've never thought of that. I guess it's because it's been a movie company for decades. BTS says, sorry, that was my 5-year-old trying to type. 5-year-olds. They think that they're secretaries. They think that they're speed typing champions. Like we said, guys, we saw that the MACD was going to cross over seconds before AMC went for an after-hours rip. It was rejected at that 1880 level of resistance, now trending back towards 1850. When we caught a bounce off of that VWAP here, feeling like we are going to have two important dynamic resistance support levels here between 1880 and 1845. If you guys are looking for a rip beyond that 1880, we might get back up to that 1920, which is what we were able to do earlier this trading day. Yeah, so 1920 has been the resistance for AMC twice now in the last 3 trading days. Yeah, it's looking like today is going to be pretty much by the book. Hawaii in the house, says K-Med. What's going on? Kristen says, BTS, I have a 4-year-old. When are the play dates coming? When are the Moon Platoon play dates? Gas creeping to $6 in LA. Breaking records. Russ L, good to see you. Long time no see. Let's see. Chris says, so glad I didn't get mixed up in the drama. Yeah, I don't even know what drama. That's how much it's serene here. It's beautiful and serene. Just hear that, the sound of serenity. Everyone, if you've had a hard week or maybe a hard couple of months, let's just breathe in together to make sure that we're all on the same page. Make sure you're checking in with your health. Make sure that you're keeping enough mental gas in the tank. You know, you don't want to run on empty and you don't want to run on fumes, especially when you're trading, okay? That's some health advice, not some financial advice. Yugi says, what's up? And Mo Money and my diamond-handed apes. How's it going? Andrew Mo Capital says, Alex, what's going on? I remember that. That was a while ago. Oh, man. Lord Weird, the glory days. What's going on? Look at that platinum meatball coin right next to his name. Oof. I say big oof. Where's AMC now? Drop back down to the 1830 level of support and now trending back. Still a % up in the after hours. Maro says, putting my spacesuit on. AMC equals, Dario saying, a margin call. BTS says we could dress our children as little monkeys. That's a good point. That's a big point. That's a really good point. When do they announce? Kamal says, you see me, Andrew? I see you. They announce in 33 minutes. 33 minutes and change. If you guys have already seen that sleepy meatball in the back, when I give him a treat, go ahead and slap that like. Go ahead and slap that like button real good as either Ortex or the market is glitching. If you guys are seeing this glitch, it's a good chance to comment down in the live chat. And you know what happens when you smash that like? Meatball gets a treat. An angel gets its wings, and you look pretty good doing it. Let's see. Someone, Ken Griffin, 25 to life, says we need Elon. Someone tweet him. And then Antonio says we do not need Elon. Boreon Waffles says, yo, just found your stream. Seem pretty chill. Here to watch the earnings with some commentary. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to guarantee. In about 33 minutes, we're going to guarantee some good old earnings and commentary. If you guys have not yet understood the finer details, a little small, simple to understand explanations of what margin call squeezes are, right? We coined it here on the channel. And it's a pretty good way to make some more acronyms. A margin call, AMC. David and Kelly says, listener and investor since July 2021. Been looking forward to this. I may have gone in late, but better than not at all. Lord Weird says, not saying we need Elon, but I definitely want Elon. Look, a lot of people want Elon, all right? Different types of people. Hi, Kristen, it's Dad, says Yinzer. Is the professor going to the moon with us? Absolutely. Meatball, do you have your spacesuit ready? You guys want to see Meatball do a trick? If you guys stick until the end of this live stream after the earnings call, we're going to do a trick for Meatball. Okay? I'm going to call it right here. This is the first part. I'm going to do a trick with Meatball. It's going to be fantastic. It's just going to be a lot of fun. Hi, everyone. To the moon, guys, says Yinzer in Florida. Who is also Kristen's... Kristen says, BTS, my dad's here. Canonically, Kristen's dad as well. You guys being silly. Sitting Bull says, let's see. 46 minus 43, 46.31 minus 18.32 equals 27.99 in the red. But you know what? Just because it keeps AMC alive, it will not allow Shorty to win. And with a drive it to bankruptcy strategy, I win. Vengeance trading. Hate drafting. Vengeance trading. That feels like vengeance trading feels straight up like a superhero name. Vengeance Trader. Tesla Warner Brothers movie. Wait, a movie about Tesla? Or is Tesla getting into the streaming services now? You check out Mavis chart for me. Microvision. How is Microvision doing actually? I'll put Mavis up. But I just want to make sure that I have the earnings webcast counting down still. Ooh, Microvision's been on quite a delicious rip here. Fortunately, now it's passing a, what is this, 2-week resistance here. So around here was mid-February. So you've been almost passing a mid-month resistance. So you're probably in the third or fourth level of overbought. So that is danger zone, especially with ongoing, just continual international turmoil. Trading Shark, and then with the money emoji says, what's up, Andrew? Pumped to hear the man of the hour. To the moon. Calm Down says, when does call at? It's in 29 minutes, 58 seconds. Let's see. Where's Compa? Where's Compa? These are the questions, guys. People remember. These are the memes that you guys need to keep coming back and throwing on in that chat there. BTS Sandwiches, I'm your child's best internet friend. And don't forget it. Oh man. Let's see. Rare Neum 2500 says, we would have Elon a long time ago, but AMC people start vouch that a bleep token instead of Doge, bad play. Let's see. Where is Doge right now? Because the SHIB is up 5% today. We got Bitcoin up about 1.5%, Ethereum up about 1%. Ah man, Ethereum about to top 3,000. Doge down a tiny bit, basically unnoticeable. It's 13 cents. The only thing I remember about Doge was the beautiful SNL days. The history of Doge is so rich. Look at AMC. Look at AMC just peaking above. So watch the simple moving average here. The blue line crossing over that orange line. That's consolidating a double tight layer for either resistance or support. There's two dynamic levels intersecting right now. Someone said popped kernels. AMC sold 5 trillion popped corn kernels, says Robbie B. That's a good name. It's a good name and a good fact. So Ninja says, so when the MOAS hits, the mother of all short squeezes, what are you guys going to do after? Chris Moon seems like he's going to give a thumbs up, which means also the like button. You guys already did it, sorry. I don't want to keep saying it. No one likes to say it, but it's important. BTS sandwiches. Every time you say BTS, my kiddo stands up and screams, BTS! Trained him so well. Oh, kids, they grow up. They grow up so fast. Kristen says, BTS, my kid likes The Walking Dead. Daryl is her favorite. To Mo says, hello, Andrew. Thank you for your coverage of AMC earnings call. Do you think they will have any significant announcements today, other than Doge and SHIB going live next month? Yeah, they might not even talk about that, actually. I think Adam Aaron's going to be like, we're doing great things for AMC. The AMC apes are very strong. Here's the percent of people holding the free float, and then here's the boring British guy to do all the rest. That's what I think is going to happen. If you want more predictions that are going to be pretty much exactly what happens, stay tuned. Lord Weird says, for those who are new, Andrew is a lovely and based AF dude, represents the wholesome side of the mother of all short squeezes, hence the Mr. Rogers sweaters. Smiley face. Hit that like button. Thank you, Lord Weird. So good to be here. Just to be chilling. Just to bask in old friendships, relationships, live stream ships. Let's see. So I answered Tomo. What time frame am I on? It says fitness gains. I'm on the 1 minute because AMC's finer price movements right now are probably what you're most interested in. Let's be clear. Bring this back to GME. Yeah, GME not doing a ton. It's up 1% in the after hours, but not as volatile as AMC is. Let's see. Nikhil says, pay my student loans. Chad says, try to bring clean water systems to villages without water. That's what I would do. Larry says, I'm going to cry when it happens, joyfully. KYP says, Le fracking go. And Kristen says, Negan is my favorite. Chad says, there's no bears in Chicago. Yeah, there is. It's the Chicago Bears. Bear down. Chad says, I'd say, hypothetically, the Bulls would probably beat the Bears if it was a one-on-one. Like a person who's bullish on the stock market. Or a person who's bullish on AMC. Or is it a physical live animal versus another live animal? Because I think a bear is larger? Depends on what kind of bear, I guess. Tell AA, Dario says, to make a drive-in theater with electric charging stations. Yo, good idea. Furlando, cool name, says, hello there, Birmingham, Alabama. No, my name's Andrew, but hello, Furlando. AMC Stonk says, hey, Andy, good to see you streaming. Sean says, hey, what's up, Andrew? Thanks for holding it down all this time. Good to see all y'all. Kristen says, Lucille was an epic inanimate villain. Yinzer says, AMC is going into the popcorn business, going after poor old Orville Redenbacher. Hasn't he gone through enough? Aww. Lord Weird coming back in about 45 minutes to watch earnings. Very, very nice. That's about how much time? Probably a little less. Probably about 30 minutes. Lord Weird says, oh, and definitely a bear would beat a bull. Bears are tanks. I'm glad someone sees the potential bears have. Live bears. Sitting Bull says, fund your 2021 IRA and trade there. Why give your MOAS profits away to the tax man? Pre-55.5-year-old withdrawals only get 10% federal penalty tax. No capital gains tax in your IRA. It's just math. If you have enough max out your IRA. It should really go in this order. Necessities. Rent. I'm like, is rent before or after necessities? No, it's necessities, then rent, and then your Roth IRA. Just kidding. I can't give you financial advice, but that is a good way to load out. AMC is starting to push up a little bit more. Oh, yeah, it's necessities, rent, AMC, GME, AMC and GME. Antonio says, Andrew, you are the next Billie Eilish. Cause I'm the bad guy. Roderick says, buy a horse and pay it off, no note to pay. Jack the Mayor says, pay off the student loans, pay off mom's mortgage, and invest in my retirement. Mert says, a bear would destroy a bull. Good dinner. good dinner. Fitness Gain says, yes, I realized this last week and opened a Roth IRA. There you go. Doppelganger says, not good to invest in IRA in Ireland. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm speaking mostly to American tax systems, I think. I think I'm only speaking to American tax systems. Because you can never tell. You never tell if someone else from a different country has exactly like the same incentives, which most likely they don't. Mr. B and the kids. Bulls will hook them with their horns, then hoof them in the head. Bulls run. It's true. It's true. You have to think about it. In what circumstance are we having these animals fight each other? And what kind of fight? Is it a game of wits? Is it a race? Johnny 5 Beat says, how about Chicago Bulls versus Chicago Bears playing soccer? Who wins? What a good question. Playing soccer? Probably the Bears, right? I'm not sure. Because all of the basketball stuff would no longer be relevant. What do you guys think? Let's see. Taylor says, long-term calls on Sundial would be cool if I had Moas money. I want Costco, though. Strong. Costco was my very first stock I've ever bought. Love talking about Costco. Yum. $1.50 hot dogs. Romeo says, I'm buying a giraffe. Damn Yankees says, explain how we can tell when the shorts start to cover. Oh, yes. By Ortex. So Ortex is one way. A lot of the shorts are actually being hidden in the dark pools, which has been already identified and continually disavowed, badmouthed by Gary Gensler. We still have about 20% here about AMC's Ortex right now. Looking pretty much the same. Highway Frog says, I want a boat with a smaller hole on it. Nicholas Gulek says, starting over again equals. Let's go. Apes versus Citadels. That's what we want. Yes. There we go. Sitting Bull says, IRAs easy to open in USA. If you earned income up to $6,000, you can fund for 2021. $6,000 into your IRA. If married, income of $12,000. Fund your mate's IRA too. Gabby said, hi, Pap. Says Kristen. Pap. Meatball, do you know Kristen's father is here? Let's see. Sitting Bull says, then if you're a rich, hard-working, stupid, or smart young person, fund your IRA for this year, 2022, as well. Nice to see you still going, Andrew says. Chin Chang, what's up? Chad Perez says, but generally would still lose. This is a Spanish fighting bull, too. Yes, is it a... what kind of bull is it? Is it a Scottish farm bull? Watch AMC push. AMC is now pushing to its next level of resistance, 1884. It was already rejected during the after hours already at 1875. So is this coming up? This is coming up. Potentially the next level. If this is going off of Elliott wave theory, we have the pressure from underneath this level of support right now. So underneath 1830, we were supported at $17.96. That ran all the way up to $18.79, which means that we have about a 90-cent push, 80 to 90-cent push each impulse. So the next impulse wave coming from 1840 should be able to get us all the way 90 cents up to 1920. So this is what we're currently tracking. One level of resistance at 1884, which we need to overcome before we get to 1920. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. My math brain just turned on. Sitting Bull says 10% penalty USA is waived, forgiven for current college tuition costs, insurance costs no one else pays for, or your very first house down payment. Wow. Thanks, government. All right, watch AMC cross 1880. Fingers crossed. Where's my banana? Here's my banana. All right, I'm holding on to my banana. Meatball, are you watching? We're holding. Sorry if you guys have dogs at home, but they're now watching me. Dogs, rise up. Rise up, dogs. Let's see. Sean P says, I like how you're not on only subscribers for chat. That's true. Trey's eye patch is in the chat. I started looking into it today, and the short exempts are off the chain. A lot of BS going there. Someone's talking about Costco crossovers. Heck yeah, I've attracted the Costco bulls. Dustin says, I was late to SoFi, but I was $10 average, looking good today. Oh, I bet. Let me see if I can have it on screen. Let me see if I have it on screen. I think I just passed it. Yep, okay. Too lazy. Sitting Bull says, oh, and your IRA contributions reduce your taxes owed. So fund 2021's tax year for $6,000 and your gross income just reduced by $6,000. That's pretty cool. Rarium says, how come AMC trades for $18.50 at plus 1 microcent on NASDAQ? Is this wash sales or is this something else I don't get? These are computers making the bids and the asks and then deciding in some tiny fraction because of an algorithm. So this is it's not a regular retail trader. It's pretty much all you know. JJ Hawkins says, my dog is staring at me. To the Moon says, my dog is going crazy. BTS says, whoa, what is going on with SoFi? Okay, let me look at SoFi. SoFi. I made a few SoFi videos in the past. SoFi, where are you going? 15% up. Where are you going, SoFi? What's going on? Do you have your earnings call today too? AMC once again trying to push past 1880. It was rejected earlier, but now it seems to be pushing once again in the 3rd-minute candle that it is trying to push. Can't be rejected 3 times in a row. Come on now, AMC. Look at me when I'm talking to you. AMC. Quentin Moses, I'm so sorry. I'm actually sincerely sorry. I just wanted to show you guys my banana. Meatball doesn't care about squeaky toys, though. Let's see. Smelling a surprise for earnings, says Frank Scar. Let's see. Terranick says, what will this mean for the price of AMC? It means that AMC needs to have enough support to cross each individual resistance, as well as gain any possible support from below. So that means that you're looking at AMC traversing certain intervals at a regular cadence, which is why if you, for example, trade weekly options, that could be an easy way to be able to tell where AMC could be going and then have confidence levels based around those numbers. For example, you know, a stock that's worth thousands of dollars, a few $100s might not be anything. So that's why you have to understand resistance and support in order to be able to predict where a stock could possibly go. Yinzer says, I'm going to buy a Harley trike going up to Pittsburgh to see Kristen and my Gabby. Yinzer is actually Kristen's father. I see now. I see now. I thought there was an extended joke here. but that's wonderful. The Moon Platoon, where literal families are hanging out together. Kristen says, Dad, I thought you wanted that other kind of bike. Sitting Bull says, nah, I used to hang out with Mo Money all the time and I came back to visit from time to time. I like Andrew and Professor Meatball and believe them to be honest souls. Meatball, you would not tell a single... Meatball. Hey buddy. Meatball, you would... you would not... Were you taking a break? It's okay, you can take breaks. Would you lie to a single soul? No. Look at him. Look at his doggy eyes. Look at his doggy eyes. He would never. Thank you, Meatball, for being honest. Will Adam Aaron be wearing pants to this earnings? Kyle is referring to the event on YouTube when Adam Aaron went on Trey's show and he did not wear pants. His camera fell down very much like how my camera is falling down right now, and it showed that he was not wearing any pants underneath the table, which was one of the best moments because he is still the CEO of AMC, and that proves how much that company really doesn't care about the normal societal ramifications as well as any possible consequences. Yinzer says, I'm 65, Kristen. I ain't pedaling a bike. I need a motor. All right? He needs a motor. Jesus Cardena says, it's earning there. Gonna do what they usually do. Beat us to the ground. Is cool, though. Shorts still have to cover. What up, says Military Specimen. Mitch Kerbal from Twitter. Hey, speaking of which, if you guys do want to contact me off of the YouTube world, you can always do so by following me on Instagram or following me on Twitter. It's one of the easiest ways to be able to then win raffles that we send out on a regular basis, as well as the fact that it's just a cool way to continue interacting. So let's do that. We still have about 11 minutes. I think there's enough time for everyone to do that. And then if you wanted to start investing in yourself, I know almost every single one of you has, but if you like these vibes, that subscribe button. Chad Perez says, skipped over the Bulls versus Bears fights they used to have. I had to look it up, because your points are valid. Horns were just an advantage to me. Had to go back. Being dumb is bliss. Wait, tell me more. Tell me more about Bulls and Bears. Dean says, came out to say hi to your dog Meatball. Over a year, never sold one share. Hodl for the cause. Dean, that's why you're the man. That's why we are apes. That's why we are familia. Mr. Black Metroid says, when is it? It's in about 10 minutes and 27 seconds. Watch that little counter going down. That's the real life earnings webcast right here. We're just watching the counter go. I'm just going. Let's see. Garden Channel says, plot twist, Andrew isn't wearing pants this time. What do you mean, this time? Let's see. Can you pull up the expected versus actual earnings during the call? Heck yeah. You know what? Heck yeah. Hey, buddy. People is ready to get all the special head scratches. Sitting Bull says, hey, please hit the like button. If Andrew doesn't get at least 500 likes, he has to eat one of those Pocky hot snacks that like Trey did last week. Wait, that's an that's a counter incentive. But yeah, let's see how many likes we got. How about this, guys? Let's do a trade. Let's get us up to 500 likes, and we'll do a trick for Meatball before the live stream starts. In the next 10 minutes, we can get another 100 plus of you to slap that like button. Then we know that you guys are here. You're listening. You're being part of it. Inzer says, they call me Meatball at my Eagles club. I don't belong to ain't too many Italians down here in Florida except me and Dan Marino. I like you, Yinzer. Corey says, my kids are always happy when I turn on the guy with Meatball. He is a good boy. I always like to turn on the channel with Meatball as well, but unfortunately, every time I can catch his show, he's like, I'm busy doing something else. Sean says, when Moaz happens, I'm so getting a corgi. They are so friggin' cute. Garden Channel says, oh no, Darth Vader chair getting squeaky. Darth Vader chair. He really is part of the whole show. Abe Mahmood, Mo Money, what's going on? Thanks for the shout out, man. I'm shouting you out here. What's going on, Abe? Check out that platinum meatball coin next to his name. That's because Abe has pressed that join button for months. For a long time. And that's very cool. Little One says, I'll give you a like for that. Much appreciated. I think most people would want to give a like for a meatball trick. Ooh, less than 100 now. Let's see. Kyle G says, isn't it nuts how a year ago? Look at what the SEC did and where we are now. Seriously. Isn't it nuts that a year ago, all of the research on this channel was part of nouveau research, like trying to get cutting edge and oftentimes mocked research out in front of people. Now look at it. It is full DOJ investigations. Unfortunately, people don't, just go back and be like, those guys were right. So if you need those you were right stickers, maybe that should be on in the merch store. Here's a fun challenge. Go to the merch store and see if it works, because I am not sure. It's andrewmomoney.com. Just see if you can buy a sticker. If it works, let me know. If it doesn't, send me an email. Mr. B and the kids, bulls, don't mess with the bull unless you want to get the horns. Words to live by. Inzer says, I got butterflies in my stomach for the earnings. That's okay. That's okay. They're gonna turn. Sorry, they're already butterflies. I thought I had a nice caterpillar metaphor here. Daily Moon says, Andrew, I've been away for so long, managed to short Sibneft yesterday. Aha! USD, ruble, and Russian stocks are all untradeable now. Nice to be back to AMC GME. Feels like coming home. Welcome back, Daily Moon. Alex says, I will only give you a like if you change the channel to AMC. Andrew Mo Capital. Andrew Mo Capital. Honestly, Alex, you know what? I'm going to ponder. Let me ponder my orb. Tony Gonzalez says, let's get Meatball to the moon. Heck yeah. Meatball, you ready? You gonna go to the moon? You gonna go to the moon with me? I can't wait for this event lobby to open and then for a bunch of copyright music to start playing. Why does copyright music start playing? Not gonna lie. Sean says, did you get contacted by any movie makers to be included as a voice in the movement? I did. This was a while ago. This was such a long time ago, actually. I need to actually find out if that movie came out. Watch AMC dip underneath that VWAP here, that orange line, and then find a lucky break. This is a level of support that we don't think AMC's seen yet. Higher level, so it's an ascending level of support. Watch AMC get a bullish rip here. Alex says, cheers. Aw, Alex, AMC, man, let's go. Chad says, Kristen, no, of course. Now I have to do an ancestor thing because I'm getting to show some Italians. I see a lot of similarities. When did this get started? Tony Gonzalez with that platinum meatball coin. What's going on? Good to see you. How have you been? Let's see. Kristen says, Dad, internet embarrassment. What did he say? Kristen, when you cash in on AMC, Daddy needs new undies and socks. Oh, I love whatever this is. I love this relationship in the chat right now. I know options chain analysis. You're right. We should do some options chain analysis. It's because I can only fit so much content into a single video, but you're absolutely right. We got about 4 minutes left. We can do a little bit of options chain analysis. We do them when actual suspicious activity starts. So GME right now looks like there's two components to suspicious activity. One in the money calls here, about $250,000, and then one in super out of the money calls, 210. However, it's not quite the same as the scale of AMC's super out of the money calls, where it's 145. So that's what is that, 2-3x? Let's see. Kristen says, Chad, I'm serious. Cuba and Argentina have a lot of Italians. Thank you guys. Thank you. Let's see. Taylor says, even low estimates of 34.7% of shares outstanding held by institutions doesn't add up with low estimates of retail ownership. We just gotta do math. AMC needs to be live streaming the BTS concert, says BTS. Cinemark and they've sold almost every seat in like every theater, and they're getting $50 a pop for a live stream because people want to be part of the crowd. That's it, right? It's part of the whole experience. Also, it's live. There you go. Adam announces a free box of Raisinets for each stockholder on record as of March 15th, 2022. Is this real? I guess we'll find out in 2.5 minutes. Greetings from Bosnia, says Kesha Sanzo. What's up? Daniel Hilton says, thank you, Andrew. Let's see. Andrew Mo Cash, says Scott Taylor. Heck yeah. 3 minutes to the show. What's the vamp music that I would play? Probably go like ha ta 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 ta. So, like I said, guys, we'll do a meatball trick if you get 70 more likes on this video. We get 500 likes. We see Meatball do a trick. Have you ever seen a dog dab? You might want to see that. And if you don't get to see it before, you should wait until the end of the video, after the webcast is over and the earnings call is over, so we can talk about some analysis. Talk about exactly what we expect. Meatball wonders, who are you talking to? Who am I talking to? Jeez. If only I knew. Then maybe Meatball could tell me. What's going on, guys? Welcome. We're just about 1.5 minutes away from the beginning of the event opening up, and then we have about 15 minutes until the call actually starts. But luckily, this timer has been really handy. It's been super handy. Cruor Noctis says, Ape from New Zealand, do you think this event will happen and we will all get rich? I'm the only person I know holding, and I am in negative, trying to be positive and patient. Cruor, the truth of the matter is we don't know. The truth of the matter is we see a lot of data suggesting all kinds of things. And at the end of the day, the point of this channel is to provide that data, expose harder to access data, especially suspicious options, especially short information. And if you're following along because you want to be in the know, that's a really, really good way to continue learning about the market, because this doesn't have to be your only play. In fact, a lot of people started investing because of this play. That's education right there, from necessity. Avi says, guys, don't forget to give Andrew a like. Kong Yang says, smash that like, what's up? Here we go, big dog, says Corey. Whoa. Copyright music. Alrighty. Meatball, do a backflip. Alright. I did say 500 likes, so we're actually really close. We're actually pretty dang close. Okay. Here we go. There it is. There's that violin music. Good luck to everyone, says Chris Moon. Marco says, it's the final countdown. Kristen says, Chad, if you like Italians that much, we will adopt you, even if you don't have the DNA. We take in everyone. My dad makes the best pasta fagioli. I've missed too much of that conversation. And yet I've read over 5 messages of that conversation to fully understand what is happening. What county are you watching this earnings call from? I'm from America, the county of America. Let's see. Yeah, we're in Silicon Valley right now. That's Sleepy Meatball. That's a replica axe. That's a lamp. That's Sans and Papyrus. There's a Mogus up there. All of us. There's Sticker, me, and Meatball. Everybody's there. Matt says, has Andrew? No, not yet. Not yet, Matt. Mitch says, I bet the Investor Connect on AMC shows how many shares that are tied to how many retail investors in real time and exposes the synthetics. Oh, okay. That music is gross. Sitting Bull says, Adam Aaron is a really great communicator and is cagey and smart, and that makes him a good CEO. Plays both sides. Against the middle? Sure, why not? I would do so too. AMC to the moon. Yinzer says, Andrew, when we hit it big, send Meatball down to me in Florida for a vacation. I'll watch him. Thanks. Thank you. Wow, Kristen, how good is your dad at taking care of dogs? Well, taking care of professors, let's be clear. Weren't earnings at 4:15? No, they're in about 13 minutes. How long till the call, yo? About 13 minutes. Romeo says, forget about it. LA to DP is throwing a flag and says greets. What if I search this flag? What will I get when I search this flag? You'll be surprised how many Americans only know the American flag. That's the Belgium flag, and I just came from Belgium too. I had a great time in Brussels. Let's see. Brussels was awesome. There were scooters everywhere. I scootered so much. I had a pass to scoot all day, and I wouldn't stop scooting. Scoot, scoot. Watching from New York says Deshaun, what's up? How's it going? Whoa, Patrick Motley says, hey, good to see you online. The professor looks excited to be here. 100, 100, 100. Rocket, rocket, rocket. Let's see. Oh, we reached 500 likes? Okay, here's the trick. Okay, the music's still going. Thanks for the likes, guys. If you guys do get to this part of the video and you haven't liked it yet, what's going on? Something at home we need to talk about? All right, let's start. Thank you guys for smashing that like. Meatball, you want to do a dab? Want to dab for us? A dab? Dab. Yes! Good boy, dab. Good boy! I hope I didn't block it. Let me do it again. Meatball, dab. Dab. Good boy! Oh, I'm blocking it with this pop filter. One more time. All right, people, dab, 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 dab. Now he doesn't want to do it. Dab, dab. Okay, I believe you. Well, that third dab that wasn't blocked by the pop filter was one of the weaker ones. Thanks, guys, for smashing the like. If you guys want to see a different trick, we'll do another one at the end of the webcast. So make sure that you guys stick around. NJD says, thanks for Belgium. Let's put it to the moon. Chad says, that's my cousin now. So you gotta be approved. That's my cousin. That's my fratello. Kristen says, my dad cried for 3 weeks when his elderly Papillon passed. All his dogs live past 16. Dang, 16. Good long ages. Let's see. Harry says, AMC absolutely detached from any sentiments during earnings. Don't care at all what happens. Moas is all that matters to me. Ape's not leaving. Big hashtags. Big hashtags only. Very good boy, says Sitting Bull. Good boy, Meatball, says Jamie Wallace. DeAndre says, Meatball likes that's too many snacks treats, sir. Meatball, is that too many snacks? Someone says you have too many snacks. Meatball is as smarter than us apes, says Robbie B. BTS Sandwiches, Kristen, my new YouTube thing is an ongoing drama with 2 neighbors and a fence built causing a property line dispute. Such good drama. Like YouTube drama? Or are these your real neighbors? Oh, it's a channel. Aren't you gonna check the report? I usually just listen to the copyright music. Chad says, bump the channel, lol. I'm all for the neighbor drama. Sitting Bull says, a little dab will do you. A little dab will do. Gabagoo. Oh boy. Samurai Black 80 says, Mo Money, what's good? Good to see you. Have you seen In Bruges? No. Little one says, yes, scooters are the best. I was in Europe last year with NATO. Oh, that's cool. You were for NATO? Or are you just with NATO? You're like, hey, this is me. This is my friend. This is my acquaintance, NATO. Let's see. We all know the professor has the puppet stream. Yeah, that's why you never see Meatball's hands. Aw. Yinzer is taking his girlfriend out for her birthday dinner. Happy birthday to your girlfriend. And I'm glad the family is all together right now. That makes me pretty happy. Keep going. Music's still going. Let's see. Andrew Mo Money, are you seeing the movie Batman? I gotta go see Batman. Do I look like a joker to you? I'm not joking around. AMC margin calls his freedom. No floor price. We set the price. Joe says, Meatball looking very cute at this moment. Dario saying, give a kiss to Meatball. Gotta give him a smooch. That'll do him. Just a tiny smooch on the cheek. Alright, I think we're almost to the time. I think we're getting close. Maybe like 5 more minutes. And then we get to hear Mr. Adam Aaron. Alright, we're going to hear Mr. Adam Aaron come on and talk. And what's he gonna say? Jaskaran says, Indian Ape, let's go, mate. AMC looking strong. Holding just XX shares. Doing my part for the community. DeAndre says, am I a joke to you? Am I the Joker? Huh? Do I look like a Joker to you? Let's see. Matt says, buy Meatball a kitten. Don't tell anyone. If you guys watched the most recent videos, there was a special new member of the cast. Peyton says, playing Apex while listening with my charts up. What do you mean? What are you maining right now? Uh-oh. How about Disneyland for my folks? No, forget about that sitting well. How about Showerfest? So how about Showerfest 2022? Already in progress. I'll see you guys out in the showers. Man, Random Object says, I'm back after months off. AMC drama just here for earnings report. Heck yeah. Green Dill says, Me llamo Green Dill. Dos. Hola tu perro. This elevator music is killing me, says Robbie B. Good thing none of us have to hear it. Good thing I muted it, so we don't have to hear it. That's the special sauce on this channel. I don't make you listen to something you don't want to listen to. Yep. Fitness Gain says, it's not ready yet. Just checked. Thanks. Matt says, Matt Hamster Love says, can't have too many kittens. Checks Over Stripes says, webcast background is looking down on Earth. It's true. The perspective of the webcast is from the moon. Boreon says that my scale is gonna break. That's just gonna make it even more exciting, Boreon. Sitting Bull says, I have been away for too long, Andrew. What is Showerfest? Showerfest is a in-person event exclusively during the pandemic where we it's a joke. It's just an inside joke. It's like an example of an event that wouldn't be looked well upon in public in the public. But the events include us just taking a shower, all in one huge gathering place, and you can clothes are mandatory. Clothes mandatory. It's about taking showers, not about anything else. Let's see. Joanne says, it's weird. We've been hanging out for over a year now. It's true. It's in about 5 minutes. You guys are going to hear the Adam Aaron himself come on. The only thing I got to say is you got to make sure that you watch until the end, because we're going to do a couple more breakdowns, analysis, as well as watching the price either spike or follow the trends that we've seen historically today. So we're going to be able to watch it again. I think this is close to the 4th earnings call. I think it's been a year since we've done this. I think this is the 4th earnings call we've done together. So really happy that we've been here this whole time. Moon Platoon. John Andrew Molina says, my friend Vicky wants you to say hola to her. Hola, Vicky. Me llamo Andrew. The best pandemic remains, says BTS Sandwich. What kind of breed is my dog? That's a fun trivia question. We'll do some trivia at the end of this. He's part Corgi. He is part Corgi, but what other part is he? We'll find out later. Matt says, say emotional damage. We're going to be wearing gold diapers after the squeeze, says Romeo. Let's see. Shower fest equals prison. No, it's worse than prison. Happy Mardi Gras from South Louisiana. Hey, happy Mardi Gras, guys. Happy Fat Tuesday. We think about I wanted to start this live stream with happy Mardi Gras, guys, but I completely forgot. Still music. I'm back, Military Specimen says. What did I miss? You missed quite a number of things. You missed a a father-daughter conversation. You missed Italians accepting another non-Italian person into their family. Jamie says, you can all come in London for a shower. It's raining hard enough right now. Yeah. it might just be we go outside in a rainy day and that's shower fest. Okay. Sitting Bull says, Adam Aaron in OG. What a turn of events for him to have the Apes rescue AMC and guarantee a turnaround for cinema. Charles Gasparino cries. Let's see. Is this Fat Tuesday? I think it's Fat Tuesday. Let's see. Brandon Hallam says, when hedgies would rather start World War III than cover their short positions. You know, I think I'm supposed to make a face. I just want to hold this banana full of monkeys. Like, they even come out. I'm not going to squeeze it. But it's a pretty good dog toy. It's good when you need a banana. Chad says, OMG, accepting a non-Italian. This was the best. How long till they start? I'm going to give it another 30 seconds. Once again, guys, watch until the end. If you guys haven't yet, I'm not going to say anything to disrupt the conversation. I'm going to do analysis at the end. I want you guys to make sure that you have already slapped that like, and I want you guys to have a nice day. Nope. Shout out to my wife, says Jose. I'm trying to say it slowly so that I don't say it wrong. Chupami? Burga. Ooh, I don't think that's a joke. So I don't think you got me. I think that's a real person's name. Shout out to your wife, Jose. Let's see. Yes, it is Fat Tuesday. Heck yeah. Part Corgi, part Meatball, says Dario. You finally figured it out. Dylan Grove, what's going on? Miss you guys. Oh, the music's getting worse somehow. Whoa, wait a second. AMC just pushed to 1911. There's some crazy bid-ask shenanigans going on here. It looks like AMC in the last 2-minute candles pushed all the way up to $19.11 and then caught itself at $17.65. That's a $2 difference. That's insane. Oh, I do need more y-axis. Y'all, we need more y-axis. What's going on? AMC is just spreading itself. It is 2 o'clock. Your clocks are not wrong. Oh. Here we go. I'm not going to say anything throughout the broadcast. Stick until the end, and you guys are awesome. Nope. It's just more music. It's just more music. Looks like AMC did actually drop down 2% after it's ripped to $19.11. That's a rise of nearly, what am I looking at here? It's up again. AMC is now pushing up until it's VWAP. I think it's VWAP is holding it down, either that or it's simple moving average here. Here are the crazy volatilities that could only happen to these particular stocks on this particular day. AMC now pushed already past its simple moving average, now gonna have to pass 1880. AMC now cutting up 2%. It's just $1.50 away from $20 flat. Wow, I guess this delay is bullish. I guess the fact that the call has not started yet is now bullish because I wanted you guys to see some scissors in the chat. Throw those scissors in the chat for those of you that felt in danger, that felt like paper handing at $17.65, right? Make sure that you guys know AMC recovered already and already on its way, I was going to say back up, but already on its way back to 0% for the after hours. This is the kind of volatility that you are going to need technical charting for. Let's see what you guys are saying over here. Algo's pushing some nasty stop losses, says Mitch Kerbal. Kristen Gallo says, let's go. Mark Baptiste says, Professor Meatball, sniff out these fools shenanigans. Harry Iyer, I'm using Webull. You can also use your own Webull as well as you get 2 free stocks down below. Again, you can just use them for trading purposes to draw resistance and supports. You don't even have to use them for a broker. I do like the doing. Revenue expected 1.11, reported 1.17. That's a beat. Okay, revenue surprise here. Joe says they are straight up cheating. That's what happens. That's what's happening. 0.11 EPS. Okay. Hedge funds will pay interest on those borrowed shares forever and ever and ever and forever, says Sitting Bull. We got Patrick Motley saying no news is good news. Patrick Motley says, I suck at proofreading. Dongjin says, guys, I can't breathe. Somebody get Dongjin to a breathing machine right now, because you're gonna have to you're gonna have breath for this. All right, it seems like it's a full 5 minutes late. This earnings call is now just on its way, and if you guys are looking at me, looking at the price of AMC, sitting on this webcast, you guys are in the right place for the earnings call. Wiggy Wiggles, look at that platinum meatball coin next to his name, or their name. Wow.
Thank you for standing by. This is the conference operator. Welcome to the AMC Entertainment's fourth quarter 2021 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participants are in a listen-only mode and the conference is being recorded. After the presentation, there will be an opportunity to ask questions. To join the question queue, you may press star, then 1 on your telephone keypad. Should you need assistance during the conference call, you may signal an operator by pressing star and 0. I would now like to turn the conference over to John Merriweather, Vice President, Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to AMC's fourth quarter, year-end 2021 earnings webcast. With me this afternoon is Adam Aron, our Chairman and CEO, and Sean Goodman, our Chief Financial Officer. Before I turn the webcast over to Adam, let me remind everyone that some of the comments made by management during this webcast may contain forward-looking statements that are based on management's current expectations. Numerous risks, uncertainties, and other factors may cause actual results to differ materially from those that might be expressed today. Many of these risks and uncertainties are discussed in our most recent public filings, including our most recently filed 10-K. Several of the factors that will determine the company's future results are beyond the ability of the company to control or predict. In light of the uncertainties inherent in any forward-looking statements, listeners are cautioned to not place undue reliance on these statements. The company undertakes no obligation to revise or update any forward-looking statements, whether as a result of new information or future events. On the webcast, we may reference non-GAAP financial measures, such as adjusted EBITDA, free cash flow, operating cash burn, and operating cash generated, among others. For a full reconciliation of our non-GAAP measures to GAAP results, please see our earnings release posted in the Investor Relations section of our website earlier today.
Oh my gosh.
After our prepared remarks, there will be a Q&A session. This afternoon's webcast is being recorded, and a replay will be available in the Investor Relations section of our website at amctheaters.com later today. With that, I'll turn the call over to Adam.
Thank you, John.
There he is.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. The fourth quarter of 2021 saw AMC putting up on the board significant milestones of progress, sending a crystal clear message to one and all that AMC is moving well along the path to recovery. For the first time in the 2 years since COVID-19 descended upon us all in early 2020, in the fourth quarter of 2021, AMC achieved positive EBITDA, and we generated positive operating cash flow. And this is not a situation where we only narrowly achieved these important markers. Our positive EBITDA in the quarter was almost $160 million, up a breathtaking $487 million over the fourth quarter of a year ago. This led to non-GAAP operating cash generated of more than $220 million in the just completed quarter. In addition, we ended the year with a record-setting year-end liquidity of approximately $1.8 billion, enough to provide AMC with more security in case the return to normal box office levels takes longer than some might expect. And importantly, it also gives us the flexibility to go on the offensive as we work to create the AMC of the future. 2021 was another year of sequential and continuous recovery and improvement. As was the case after COVID forced the closure of all of our theaters in March of 2020, the industry, and especially AMC box office grosses, improved each and every quarter of 2020 and each and every quarter of 2021 as theaters reopened, as the number of released film titles increased, as the overall film slate became more varied and appealing, and especially throughout 2021 as COVID vaccination counts soared. With the industry and AMC's box office growing each quarter, so too our financial results at AMC improved each quarter as well. As I look at the recently completed fourth quarter, I am especially pleased that we hosted roughly 60 million guests at our theaters in the U.S., Europe, and the Middle East. 60 million people enjoyed watching a movie at AMC in Q4. 60 million people. I am similarly pleased that our average total revenues per patron at AMC in the quarter were $19.63, some 25.5% higher than the same statistic in our pre-pandemic Q4 of 2019. It's our understanding that this is considerably higher than that of any other major theater operator. None of this is accidental. We worked our tails off to get people back in theaters, and our job is not yet done. We are not yet where we want or where we need to be. That will continue to take time, and it will continue to take sustained and imaginative effort on our part. But even so, you can see and you can taste and you can feel it, that AMC seems to be on a positive glide path to recovery. There is so much conventional wisdom floating around that movie theaters cannot coexist and cannot thrive in a world of streaming. What a load of cow dung. There. I cleaned that up nicely. what a load of cow dung. In a world where the consumer's appetite for content is so voracious that it seems to be sufficient to let us all prosper, it's our view at AMC that movie theaters, and especially our company as the leader in the movie theater industry, have a very bright future. The problem with conventional wisdom is that conventional wisdom is so often just utterly wrong. Remember the breathless reporting that AMC would file for bankruptcy in 2020. Wrong. Remember that otherwise highly respected experts were calling for the AMC share price to fall to $2, $1, or even a penny by February or March of 2022. Now, for all the lawyers listening in, I'm making no prognosis for the future. I'm looking only retrospectively. But those experts gravely underestimated AMC. And with the full benefit of hindsight, we can now happily say, because now it's a simple matter of fact. They were wrong. They were wrong. They were wrong. Reflect on the remarkable success of Sony's Spider-Man No Way Home, currently the third highest grossing movie of all time. Think about that for a moment. The third highest grossing movie ever, and even though it was released at a time when people were battling Omicron fears, no less. But it wasn't just Spider-Man. Venom, Bond, Eternals, Ghostbusters. They were all part of the highest North American box office that we've seen in 2 full years, at more than $2.1 billion in the quarter, and that was more than 50% higher than the industry box office just 1 quarter earlier in Q3 of 2021. Looking to 2022, the 2022 film slate is expected to be significantly stronger than 2021's, with Warner's The Batman opening later this week, for which advanced bookings are very strong. The second quarter slate also includes Marvel's Doctor Strange, Universal's Jurassic World Dominion. Paramount and Tom Cruise are blessing us with a long-awaited Top Gun Maverick. And then there's Pixar's Lightyear. Later in the year, we have titles such as Minions, The Rise of Gru, Thor, Love and Thunder, and I fully expect Disney literally to dazzle us, both with Marvel's Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and James Cameron's Avatar 2, the sequel to, in inflation-adjusted dollars, the single highest grossing movie of all time. Couple great films with much of the industry coalescing around an exclusive 45-day theatrical window in the United States. That is infinitely better for AMC than when the movie industry flirted with day and date simultaneous release of films to theaters and the home experimentation in 2021. As we look forward to the full calendar year of 2022, and reckoning that no one is a perfect crystal ball, but we think that the overall domestic industry box office, which is a good placeholder for the size of our industry, both here in the United States and abroad, could be nearly double that of 2021. And that makes us at AMC bullish about our continued progress. 2 notes of caution. Stating the obvious, inflationary cost pressures, labor shortages, and potential supply chain disruptions continue to exist. And if you watch the news, you are well aware, sadly, that there is a war in full bloom on the continent of Europe. These challenges all will need to be carefully managed. Additionally, a year ago, we spoke to you about a sequentially improving year in 2021, with each quarter expected to be better than the previous one, and that is exactly how 2021 turned out. Merely because of the timing of big movie releases in 2022, we expect that 2022 could follow a similar path, with the first quarter being the low point of the year and meaningful sequential improvement being achieved as the year progresses. In short, our expectations are for a Q1 that is well above 2021 Q1 levels, but nonetheless, it will be a relatively weaker Q1 coupled with a strong and reassuring full-year performance for all of 2022. As you look at AMC, know that we remain focused on recovery and transformation. We remain focused on innovation and managing through change. We are determined to continue with bold and dazzling marketing initiatives, all the while maintaining our disciplined cost controls as well as cash conservation and potentially cash-raising strategies. I'll be back in a few minutes to provide some updates on specific key advances for AMC and to take your questions. But right now, I'll turn the call over to our Chief Financial Officer, Sean Goodman. Sean?
Looks like most of what we predicted has been right.
Thank you to everyone for joining us on the webcast this afternoon. The fourth quarter represented a very important landmark along our path of recovery. The 60 million guests that we welcomed to our theaters around the world during the fourth quarter resulted in consolidated revenue of $1.17 billion. That's up 53% from Q3 of 2021. And it's more than 7 times the $162.5 million of revenue we had in Q4 of 2020. This resulted in 2 very important accomplishments during the fourth quarter. First, we generated positive adjusted EBITDA for the first time in 2 long years of $159.2 million. This represents a $164.6 million improvement over Q3 2021's EBITDA loss of $5.4 million and a $486.7 million improvement over last year's fourth quarter EBITDA loss of $327.5 million. This positive EBITDA was achieved in both Europe at $61.3 million and the US at $97.9 million. And second, we achieved positive operating cash generated, a non-GAAP measure of $224.4 million. This represents average operating cash generated of approximately $75 million per month during the fourth quarter. And this compares to an average operating cash burn of approximately $75 million per month during the first half of 2021. The fourth quarter proved to be a very good illustration of the working capital dynamics of our business, where growth in the business is also accompanied by working capital benefits. Note that operating cash generated and operating cash burn, these are measures meant to represent total cash flow before debt servicing costs and before deferred rent payments. A GAAP reconciliation table is included in today's earnings release. The strong results in Q4 were driven by consolidated revenue per patron of $19.63. This is 25.5% higher than Q4 of 2019 and a resulting solid contribution dollars per patron of $13.44. This is 32% higher than Q4 of 2019. Note that I'm defining contribution dollars per patron as total revenue less film exhibition costs and food and beverage costs on a per patron basis. This tremendous growth in both revenue and contribution dollars per patron was across both our domestic and our international markets and reflects strength in average ticket prices, food and beverage spend, and other revenue per patron. The strength in average ticket price has been helped by a high utilization of our premium large format offerings, such as IMAX and Dolby Cinema. This reflects our guests increasingly wishing to experience going to the movies as a special immersive event, and thus they are more and more selecting to upgrade to the best possible sight and sound experiences available. The percentage attendance at premium formats was 17% in Q4 2021 compared to 12% in Q4 2019. In addition, relative to 2019, we benefited from a favorable showtime mix with a higher percentage of evening and weekend shows coupled with pricing adjustments that we were able to take during the course of 2021. From a food and beverage perspective, throughout the year, we have enjoyed exceptionally strong food and beverage revenue per patron, as our guests chose to enjoy the full outside-the-home entertainment experience offered at AMC. Overall, our consolidated food and beverage spend per person in the fourth quarter was $6.37. This is 35% higher than the spend in Q4 of 2019. Our significant outperformance in this area compared to 2019 continues to be primarily driven by an increase in the proportion of guests choosing to enjoy our industry-leading food and beverage offerings, made easy and convenient to purchase through our app that allows one to order food and beverage when purchasing tickets in advance of arriving at the theater. Our total other revenue in Q4 2021 decreased by only 6% compared to the same period in 2019. This despite a 36% decrease in the number of guests served. Other revenue primarily represents fees associated with online ticket purchases, screen advertising, and theater rental revenue. Online ticket revenue per patron benefited as an increasingly higher percentage of our guests chose to reserve their seats and order food and beverage in advance, utilizing our industry-leading website and app. Screen advertising revenue also continued to increase during the course of 2021 as the box office improved, and we also benefited from revenue diversification initiatives, such as renting our theaters during off-peak times to businesses and government organizations for meetings and other events. In our domestic markets, revenue per patron in the fourth quarter was $20.46, up 24.5% from Q4 of 2019. This was driven by a 35% increase in food and beverage spend per patron, coupled with a 17% increase in average ticket price and a 40% increase in other revenue per patron. In our international markets, revenue per patron for the fourth quarter was $17.90, up 28% from 2019. This was driven by a 32% increase in food and beverage spend per patron, coupled with a 20% increase in average ticket price and a 55% increase in other revenue per patron. In an ongoing effort to enhance efficiency, we have been extremely deliberate in adjusting payroll hours and flexing show times to adjust to the market demand. For example, our Q4 attendance of 60 million guests represents 65% of Q4 2019's attendance, but 87% of Q4 2019's attendance per showing. This increase in attendance per showing enhances our efficiency and allows us to effectively manage cost pressures. Moving over to the balance sheet. We ended the quarter with a record year-end liquidity of $1.8 billion. This is comprised of $1.592 billion of cash and cash equivalents and $209 million of undrawn credit facilities. During the fourth quarter of 2021, we repaid approximately $61 million of deferred rent, reducing our deferred rent balance down to $315 million. In total, we have been able to reduce our deferred rent balance by approximately $155 million during the last 9 months of 2021. We expect to further reduce the deferred rent balance during 2022 by approximately $150 to $200 million. Looking closer at the balance sheet, and particularly our debt position, it is worth noting that last month we completed a highly successful capital raising. We issued $950 million of 7.5% first lien notes. As a result of this transaction, we were able to fully repay high interest debt that was raised at the height of the pandemic. The end result is a reduction in our annual interest expense by approximately $30 million, an extension of our debt maturities by between 3 and 4 years, as the new debt has a maturity date of 2029, and enhanced financial flexibility. Overall, this was a really terrific transaction for AMC, and we continue to actively pursue attractive opportunities to further strengthen our balance sheet, lower our interest costs, and increase our operating and strategic flexibility. Regarding capital allocation, we continue to pursue a balanced and disciplined approach to capital allocation. Our priorities remain unchanged. 1, ensuring that we have sufficient liquidity. 2, strengthening our balance sheet by reducing our debt and associated interest costs and extending maturities. 3, investing in our business to enhance the guest experience. And 4, opportunistically pursuing value-enhancing initiatives, including those that lead to diversification of our business. During 2020 and 2021, we focused our capital expenditures almost entirely on maintenance of the existing fleet. Net CapEx, including landlord contributions, was $130.2 million in 2020, and it was $70.4 million in 2021. Both of these are significantly less than in 2019, when CapEx included spend associated with the enhancement of our fleet, predominantly through seating upgrades. For 2022, separate and apart from any M&A activity, we expect CapEx to be in the range of $150 to $200 million as we begin to invest in the growth, enhancement, and extension of our business. As part of our ongoing efforts to optimize our theater portfolio, during the quarter we opened or added 3 new theaters and closed 5. So this brings the total number of locations permanently closed during the last 2 years to 83, and the total number of new locations opened to 30, for a net reduction of 53 locations. Both actions, closures and openings, serve to increase our adjusted EBITDA. Collectively, the older, somewhat tired theaters that we closed were money losers, while the beautiful new theaters that we are bringing into our system are expected to be extremely strong performers, positively impacting our overall profitability. Going forward, we'll continue to actively manage our portfolio, adding new high-performing locations and eliminating lower performers, all with the goal of improving guest satisfaction through improvements to the inherent quality and appeal of our fleet of theaters, as well as optimizing our overall profitability. The operating improvements and efficiency optimization initiatives implemented over the last 2 years have allowed us to nicely capitalize on the box office growth in the fourth quarter. We're very pleased with the results for Q4, but we are in no way complacent. As we begin 2022, we are still in a recovery phase, and we will continue to focus on revenue growth, efficiency, and enhancement initiatives to build our business and ensure our success in a post-COVID environment. And with that, I'll pass the call back over to Adam.
Thank you, Sean. Before we open up this webcast to your questions, I'd like to update you on recent actions we've taken to enhance our business and highlight some strategic initiatives that will better position our company as we hurl into what we believe is a much more promising future for AMC. A strong current of innovation runs deep throughout AMC's DNA. We have led in the elevating of moviegoing to a truly unique and desirable out-of-home experience, and we set the standard for so many transformative changes in our industry. We'll continue to do so, but in 2022, 2023, and beyond, we also expect to transform our company into becoming something much greater than solely a movie theater operator. Let's quickly look at 7 of the initiatives and innovations already or soon to be underway. 1, NFTs.
NFTs.
During Q4, AMC became the first theatrical exhibition company to collaborate with a studio partner to offer an exclusive non-fungible token, or NFT, to reward moviegoers for their AMC attendance. AMC worked closely with our partners at Sony to launch the Spider-Man NFT, and the success was undeniable. 86,000 NFTs were fully subscribed within hours, and ultimately, these NFTs have been sold on secondary markets, some of them that is, but some of them have been sold in secondary markets for as much as $17,000. No, you did not hear me wrong. $17,000 for a single Spider-Man NFT.
Yeah.
By now, in just a few months from our first effort with Sony in November, we have already launched 4 separate NFT programs, one of which is supporting what is sure to be the new blockbuster movie, The Batman, which opens this week.
Yeah.
In total, more than 800,000 NFTs have already been made eligible by AMC for consumer collection in just three months or so. NFTs are not just interesting commemorative collectibles, but are also seen as drivers of attendance for AMC at our theaters and growth in box office revenues for our studio partners. We expect to continue, both jointly with studios and separately by ourselves on our own, to create future NFT offers to enhance the overall engagement with our guests. And importantly, in 22, we will look to further monetize some of what is now our nascent NFT activity. For example, selling some of these NFTs in addition to giving them away free, and getting a commission on the transfer of our NFTs when and if they're later resold. 2, cryptocurrency. We continue to explore opportunities to both provide convenience and to create value for our guests through the use of cryptocurrencies. Last year being 2021, we introduced the capability to accept payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin using our website and mobile app. Later this month, in March, we will introduce the ability to transact and to make AMC online payments in Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. That on our website with mobile app functionality following a few weeks thereafter. We continue to explore how else AMC can participate in the burgeoning crypto universe, and we remain quite intrigued by the potential business opportunity. We've been looking for some time at potentially issuing our own cryptocurrency, but that will depend on how the regulatory frameworks surrounding cryptocurrency unfold. More to come if, as, and when we have something more concrete to share. As a side note, a benefit of our having to program cryptocurrency functionality for our website and mobile app, AMC also picked up the capability to accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal online. Incredibly, in just a few months, these latter 3 forms of payment, along with cryptocurrency, already constitute more than 15% of our online ticketing activity, as was seen in the fourth quarter of 2021. 3, variable pricing. A few years ago, at some of our U.S. theaters, AMC successfully raised weekend pricing above midweek levels. Currently, our prices for The Batman, which opens this week, are slightly higher than the prices we're charging for other movies playing in the same theaters at the same time. This is all quite novel in the United States, but actually AMC has been doing it for years in our European theaters. Indeed, in Europe, we charge a premium for the best seats in the house, as do just about all other sellers of tickets in other industries. Think sports events, concerts, and live theater, for example. That has not commonly been a practice heretofore in the United States. If you look at our year-over-year pricing success, as was demonstrated in the Q4 numbers, you will see that AMC has been a bold thinker in the area of pricing. One who is willing to take risk, and one who is willing to lead, and one who sees considerable upside opportunity for us ahead if we continue to be imaginative. 4, AMC Perfectly Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Our foray into the multi-billion-dollar popcorn industry during 2022 is on track. Remember, AMC knows something about popcorn. On a peak day, we sell 50 tons of the stuff. We plan to make our freshly popped popcorn available through food delivery to home services, allowing consumers to enjoy a slice of the AMC experience while entertaining at home. We also plan to sell to-go packages of popcorn at our theaters for takeout and or for pickup. Beginning later this year, we will begin selling freshly made real AMC Theaters Perfectly Popcorn and other movie treats at select mall retail locations around the United States. And I think the biggest opportunity here of all is that AMC is working actively on opportunity to offer prepackaged and or ready-to-pop microwavable AMC Theaters Perfectly Popcorn in supermarkets, in convenience stores, and in other food service venues around the country. As we recently announced, we recruited Ellen Kopakin to fill the newly created position of Vice President of Growth Strategy, where she will lead our initiatives related to the sale of popcorn outside the traditional in-theater channel and assist with other initiatives to broaden and transform our company. Ellen has an outstanding track record in brand management and innovation at PepsiCo, at Frito-Lay, and at Hostess Brands. And her skill set, combined with her significant grocery experience, will be a tremendous asset to us as we roll out our popcorn initiatives and explore other innovations in 22. Watch out, Orville Redenbacher, baby. A considerable competitor with a popcorn brand that truly resonates with consumers is on its way. 5, additional theater additions. That should have been additional theater locations. During 2021 and early in 2022, we acquired 7 high-profile and strategic theaters, including 6 former ArcLight Pacific theaters. That's about a third of their circuit, located in major metropolitan markets like Los Angeles, San Diego, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. Adding the magic of the AMC product and marketing strategies to existing high-profile theater locations has proven to be a winning formula. Our mid-2021 acquisitions of the Grove 14 and Americana at Brand 18, both former ArcLight Pacific theaters, both in the Los Angeles market, have, under AMC's leadership and management, both ranked among the 30 highest grossing movie theaters in the entire United States out of some 5,000 theaters in the country since joining the AMC family in midsummer. Theater landlords, real estate owners around the country recognize that AMC is a theater operator of choice, and we continue to be in active and constant discussions regarding potentially picking up additional highly attractive locations that can enhance our portfolio. Transition costs can be modest and often subsidized by landlords. Not always, but sometimes we find opportunity to pick up theaters at a mere 1 to 2 times projected EBITDA, even counting in and factoring in their transition costs. Similarly, we have looked at buying some or all of several smaller movie theater circuits. Now, some sellers have price expectations that make their approach to us dead on arrival. On the other hand, we are seeing other opportunities where we think we can grow our theater count attractively with quality theaters in strong potential markets and do so at 3 to 4 times our projected cash flows. These are bargain prices. We will continue to be highly disciplined in our approach, though, but put it all together, there is opportunity in them Nar Hills. Watch this space for more announcements as AMC continues to grow. Next, a branded credit card.
Oh.
Some of you may have seen 2 completely voluntary and well-earned executive retirements announced yesterday afternoon, and that we are seamlessly backfilling these 2 very talented executives with superb individuals to carry our legacy forward. We'll have new leadership, highly experienced, already internal within the company, to run our U.S. theater operations. In addition, in choosing our new CMO, Elliot Hamlish of Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, Starwood Hotels and Resorts, Deloitte Consulting, and American Express, not to mention an MBA from the Harvard Business School, we have someone bringing to his new AMC position considerable experience with co-branded credit cards. With approximately 4 million shareholders and 25 million households in our AMC Stubs program, I think there is significant potential profitability for AMC if we launch our own co-branded credit card, and that will become yet another high priority for AMC in 2022. You may recall that back in the early 1990s, I was the chief marketing officer of United Airlines and managed its co-branded credit card with what is now Chase. I've seen firsthand the spectacular profitability that can accrue to a company that has a successful co-branded credit card launch. And finally, recovery, agility, and transformation. These three words are the mantra for AMC in 2022 and 2023. As our fourth quarter results indicate, we continue to be in a state of recovery, and our focus remains on bringing to fruition a successful, full, and lasting recovery from the impact of the pandemic. At the same time, we realize that we will need to be agile to achieve that goal because, admittedly, our industry is in a time of robust change. But agility is something that we've demonstrated AMC is pretty good at. Let's just say that at AMC, we have steered this ship through the most uncharted of uncharted waters in the recent years, so we're not worried about the need for us to adapt our business model as we go forward to cope well as change unfolds around us. But some people following us look too narrowly. They think our aim is merely to bring back the company that existed back in 2019 pre-pandemic. And they look at the value of that company and project a fall in grace for us at AMC going forward. But I want to make very clear to everybody on this call, our ambition is much more grand than that. Our shareholders have armed us with $1.8 billion of year-ending liquidity, and there may be creative ways for us to raise even more monies. I keep on getting offers from our shareholders, for example, that they want to chip in and help us pay down our debt. I don't know exactly that that's in the cards, but I do admire their passion and dedication to AMC nonetheless. They've shown it over and over and over again. Still, with $1.8 billion of cash and undrawn revolver at our disposal, that can be used to outlast this pandemic, to pay down debt, to innovate within our core and related businesses, and for transformative M&A. We encourage those of you who look at AMC to do so boldly, because within AMC, we are thinking boldly. Before turning the call over to Q&A, I would like to make a few specific observations about our enthusiastic and avid shareholder base. They really care about AMC, and they're not shy with their advice. Believe it or not, I tend to read a few thousand of their short comments on Twitter each week, and the feedback that we are getting has greatly helped me to run this company. It's greatly helped me to run their company. I'm also pleased that more than 615,000 individuals have self-identified as AMC shareholders in joining AMC Investor Connect, a program that we launched in the last days of June of 2021. It's our special communication and rewards program designed especially and only for our shareholders. Also in the fourth quarter of 2021, I personally hosted 2 sold-out early movie screenings for our shareholders in New York and Los Angeles. More such screenings that I personally host and personally attend will be planned around the country throughout 2022. At the LA screening back in December, one of our investors screamed from the audience, "We're not leaving," he said. And indeed, he appears to be right. Right now, there are several data sources to reconcile, but as best we can tell, we have about the same number of individual shareholders now as we had a year ago at this time, in the neighborhood of 4 million individual investors who care about AMC's future. If you exclude index funds, who have no choice but to own and hold AMC shares, individual retail investors would seem to own more than 90% of our officially issued 516 million shares as of today. Indeed, as it is often said about AMC on Twitter, retail owns the float.
Retail owns
Our shareholders
the float.
ask me every day on Twitter, speaking of Twitter, to speculate about their theories on the trading of AMC stock, as well as on natural or unnatural pressures on it. Exactly as we said last July, we have no reliable information on naked shorting or so-called fake shares or so-called synthetic shares. So, even as we are well aware of your thoughts, legally, we simply are unable to make any further public commentary on these topics. One thing that I'm particularly proud of, we kept our word to our shareholders in 2021. It is widely known that we are essentially out of more common shares that could be issued to the public in any quantity. Although a decade ago, our board did authorize the potential issuance of preferred shares if we so chose. Some of you were anxious about this whole topic. And so I gave you my word back in the early summer of 2021 that we would sit on the sidelines for the balance of the full year 2021 on the equity issuance, and that is exactly what we did. We kept our word. Some of you then speculated that we would rush to immediately issue new shares to the public early in January as the new year started. It is already March. Again, we have not done so. Retaining your support, leading your company smartly and well, keeping our word to you. These are extremely important to us. They're extremely important to me at AMC. That's the report. The fourth quarter was a spectacular one for AMC, the strongest in 2 years. Sean, let's now turn to questions, starting with questions from our shareholders. I do hope we'll take some securities analyst questions as well.
Thank you, Adam. And the first question is, can you give us an update on the popcorn initiative?
Sure. As I said in my prepared remarks, we sold 50 tons of it on a good day. We know something about popcorn. Our brand has credibility and will have credibility in the market for people who buy and consume popcorn. So we're taking this initiative very seriously. I talked about hiring Ellen Kopeikin, who's got substantial brand management and innovation experience at PepsiCo, at Frito-Lay, and at Hostess Brands. She's got a lot of grocery experience. She's already on board. She joined us in mid-February. She's in charge of this whole effort, among other projects, and we are going full bore. I expect that hopefully with Uber Eats, we will launch a food delivery program in the beginning as early as the second quarter of this year, depending upon which city you happen to be in. We'll roll it out around the country over the second and third quarters primarily, possibly the fourth quarter in some of our smaller markets. As for grocery, many of you may not know this, but grocery stores tend to restock their shelves twice a year, in February and in September. Obviously, February is behind us, so our goal is to catch the September reshelving efforts and to get AMC Theaters Perfectly Popcorn in a supermarket or convenience store near you in the fall of 2022.
Thanks, Adam. And the next question is, are there other food and beverage initiatives in the pipeline? For example, expanded offerings, concessions to go, etc.
Absolutely. We fancied ourselves as an innovator in F&B, and of the large theater operators, AMC has had the highest food and beverage sales per patron for years now. That continues to be the case, and part of it comes from doing it well in our theaters, part of it comes from our innovation. Just a couple of weeks ago, we launched Impossible Nuggets, the plant-based alternative chicken nuggets, which are selling briskly. We constantly are putting new menu items in our theaters. We constantly are putting specialty movie-themed drinks at our more than 350 bars around our U.S. theaters, themed to major movies that are coming out. But beyond that, some of you may recall that about 4 years ago, we launched something called Feature Fare, and we were way ahead of the competition, in our view, as to the menu variety that AMC offered in Feature Fare. Because of COVID, we had to strip that way back. It was a challenge just to open our theaters, let alone to do it with a full-blown variety of menu items as we had when everything was going like a Swiss watch back in 2018 or so. Having said that, we're building back up in terms of menu variety and our concession stands and in our dine-in theaters. We're still challenged with labor shortages and supply chain disruptions. So we're picking and choosing very carefully what items we bring back into our theaters. We want to make sure that if we promise a guest a high-quality F&B experience, that the people who are working in our theaters can deliver it. Having said that, we certainly seem to be succeeding. Sean, as you said in your prepared remarks, our food and beverage sales per patron are up 35% year over year. That's a stunning increase. I'm very proud of what our F&B organization is pulling off. You last asked about to-go questions. When we introduce the popcorn to-go products at our theaters, we'll also have other to-go items, including other delivery to home through Uber Eats and the like as well. So it's all coming. More big projects and more big goals for 2022.
Great, thank you very much. The next question is, can you give us an update on alternative content?
Alternative content is something that we are very intrigued by. We've dabbled in it so far to gauge consumer response. Some of the people who track us closely know that we had WWE events, we had UFC events. We showed DirecTV Sunday Ticket for 2 years of the last 3, showing professional football games, out-of-market football games on Sundays. We've had several concerts, one as recently as 2 nights ago. Kanye West, but now Ye, in IMAX theaters around the country. We're showing some old movies. We just had a very successful re-showing of the 50th anniversary of The Godfather. I think that was in our Dolby Cinemas. And we've just agreed with Warner Music to look really hard together at which of their concert artists we can bring to AMC theaters. But the big kahuna here is sports rights. And we all know that if AMC is going to make a real splash in alternative content, if we can secure the rights for major professional and collegiate sporting events, not to mention these others like WWE and UFC, that getting professional and collegiate sports is something that has great potential. It's much easier said than done. We have begun dialogue with leagues. There's a lot to work out, but it's something that we're looking at hard.
Next question. What is the time frame to bring premium formats to the recent theater acquisitions?
I'm so proud of the partnership that AMC has with IMAX and that it has with Dolby Cinema. We're IMAX's, I think, largest customer in the world outside of China. We're certainly their largest partner here in the United States. We have an exclusive relationship with Dolby Cinema here in the United States. We had 150 or so PLFs 5 years ago. AMC globally now has over 400, and we continue to want to grow it. We're in active dialogue with both IMAX and Dolby right now, how we can grow our business with each of those companies. I have every expectation that we are going to increase the number of our PLFs, and in the case of IMAX in particular, increase the number of laser-equipped IMAX auditoriums around the AMC system. One of the things that we've done as we've looked at bringing new theaters into our system is see if we can add PLFs to those theaters. And for example, the Grove and Americana Brand in LA, which already are the 30 highest grossing movie theaters in the United States, neither one is either an IMAX or a Dolby Cinema auditorium. We're going to put an IMAX and a Dolby Cinema and our house brand, which is called Private AMC. We're going to put 3 of them into the Grove, 3 of them into Americana Brand. We're looking at other theaters as well to see where we can add IMAX or Dolby locations. In terms of timing, once you get permitted, it's kind of 6 to 12 months to get them constructed. Permitting can go fast or slow, depending upon the locality. So if I had to pick a date, I would say about a year after we add a theater to our network, we ought to be well underway with IMAX or Dolby or private AMC locations.
Great. The next question is, what are the plans to monetize the opportunity from NFTs and cryptocurrency?
Look, this is a big opportunity for us. As I said in my prepared remarks about NFTs, we've already done 4 programs since November. Already 800,000 NFTs have been made available to consumers. One with the Spider-Man movie, one with Dune, one with the Batman movie. We offered an I Own AMC NFT to our shareholders enrolled in AMC Investor Connect. This is all good for us. We've tended to give them away free so far. We will continue to give some away free, especially if that drives a closer bond with the company or if it drives attendance to our theaters, where we'll make money selling tickets and concessions. But I also think it's possible for good and important and special NFTs to sell them to the public. And I also know for a fact that on some of these NFT programs, we already are and will be on future programs collecting a commission on the resale of those NFTs as they get resold. As for cryptocurrency, we're taking it now. We start with Dogecoin and Shiba Inu in a couple of weeks. We know there are a lot of consumers who are very keen on those cryptocurrencies. We expect that our market share amongst that audience will grow when we can take cryptocurrencies. In addition to that, the one that you know well, Sean, because we've talked about it at great length, the one that has our biggest intrigue is whether AMC would be capable of issuing our own coin, our own cryptocurrency. We have to be careful how we do that. The regulatory framework surrounding cryptocurrency is going to change dramatically, I think, during this calendar year. We always believe in staying on the right side of the law. And so we want to make sure that whatever we do in this area, we fully comply with whatever regulations governments send our way. But it is something we're looking hard at, and there may be an opportunity to create some significant value for us.
Great. The next question here is regarding our strategy for lowering debt and improving our leverage ratios.
Well, the best thing we can do to lower debt is to grow our EBITDA, so that by definition, the debt that we do have is a lower multiple of our rising EBITDA. And that certainly was the case in the fourth quarter, where we actually had positive EBITDA for the first time in 2 years. But that's not enough. We also need to pay down debt. And we're doing that right now. We made a great start by paying off a considerable amount of deferred rent that we owe from 2020. And additionally, there still is debt out there that we could buy at a discount and that is an intriguing use of cash that we are considering.
Great. Next question. What are the plans with respect to signature recliners? Do you plan to introduce these at all screens?
We do not. Let's start with the branding of AMC. We have three major brands at AMC. AMC Theaters, AMC Dine-In Theaters, and AMC Classic Theaters. Our dine-in theaters are what they are, with full-blown restaurant menu items, mostly delivered to seat. We have our normal mainline AMC theaters, and we have the Classic brand. The Classic brand tend to be smaller, less visited theaters. The economics at a Classic theater probably would not allow us to invest in putting in recliners. It's an expensive proposition. We can spend as much as $5 million or more a theater in doing it, and the traffic at the Classic theaters just doesn't justify a return. But with respect to our AMC theaters, we've already made great progress. We've got recliner seats in one or more auditoriums at somewhere around 2/3 or more of our AMC theaters. We're very well populated with recliners. And one other thing that the pandemic threw at us is to guard our cash very carefully. And given that we already are well established with recliners, and given that it's really important to keep CapEx low and to hold on to that $1.8 billion war chest to do with it, as we described on the call earlier, I think we're going to slow down the pace of our renovations. Now, that doesn't mean that we'll do none. We will do some, but at significantly lower levels than we were doing it back in 2017 and 2018. We've got to be very prudent. The best asset this company has is this $1.8 billion cash and liquidity hoard. We need to be reverent that our shareholders have entrusted us with $1.8 billion. We need to be very careful how we deploy it.
Thank you. And the next question here is, can you give us an update on your opportunity to introduce AMC merchandise?
Sure. Merchandise is one of these other ideas that came pouring in from our retail shareholder base in 2021. Sounds like they want to buy it. And if they want to buy it, we want to sell it to them. So we started to experiment back in November when Ghostbusters Afterlife emerged. We created a special merchandise item, a Ghostbuster ambulance. It was like $40 or something. I think we sold 40,000 of them in like days. We sold out, which reminded us that our shareholder base and our customers are really interested in merch. We just this week are going forward with a big The Batman popcorn holder. It's about a 6-inch high Batman's head in which your popcorn will be served. I'm hoping they'll sell out. And merchandise is going to be a big project for us in 2022. I would expect that towards the middle of this year, we'll have a broad array of merchandise, AMC branded merchandise, that our shareholders and our guests can buy, whether they do it online or possibly at many of our theaters.
Great. And then the last question that I have here is, what are your goals with respect to more theater or other acquisitions?
Well, look, as I said in my prepared remarks, especially the section I called Recovery, Agility, and Transformation, we have cash. There are theaters that I believe we can acquire very inexpensively. 1 to 2 times cash flow is really cheap. Even 3 to 4 times projected cash flow is really cheap. And if we can grow by bringing in high-quality theaters in strong markets into our fleet inexpensively, that's a great opportunity for us. Beyond that, though, there is no specific company that we are yet ready to acquire. But I really want to say again and again and again that people who are watching and analyzing this company should think hard about what a strong management team can do with $1.8 billion of cash. And we are going to be looking seriously at M&A candidates. It's intriguing to diversify our business away from the pure movie theater industry, to diversify our risk, and yet capitalize on our knowledge of things like food and beverage, entertainment, selling tickets to things, running buildings that are far apart from each other, dealing with landlords with hundreds and hundreds of leases. This is all expertise that does not that AMC has, where that expertise is needed in other industries too. And again, I think for the people who are merely valuing the AMC of 2019 and suggesting that that's all we can do going forward, you're making a mistake. There are other lines of business, whether it's NFTs, cryptocurrency, popcorn, or that which we grow into through transformational M&A. There's opportunity to change this company's fortunes greatly as we look ahead.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, Sharice, if you want to see if there's, if you could repeat the Q&A.
Absolutely.
Instructions.
We will now begin the question and answer session. To join the question queue, you may press star, then 1 on your telephone keypad. You will hear a tone acknowledging your request. If you are using a speakerphone, please pick up your handset before pressing any keys. To withdraw your question, please press star, then 2. The first question comes from Jim Goss with Barrington Research. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Jim. Nice to hear your voice again.
Yes. Do have a couple of questions. One, I was wondering if you think there's any opportunity to maybe carve out some subset of your theaters, perhaps the AMC Classic or some of them, and create a sale that could create some value that you could use for additional acquisitions or to pay down some debt.
Does the opportunity exist? Yes. Is it our plan to do that? No. I think that we benefit mightily from our size and scale, and we give up some of that. If we give up some of that size and scale, we hurt the rest of the company in the process. You all know that there are other companies who report their financials publicly. Take a look at our film rent costs in Q4. Compare that to some other companies. That's a direct result of the relationships that we have in Hollywood, but also a result of the size and scale of AMC. And we would be giving up a competitive advantage that we now have if we got smaller.
Okay, and maybe also on the idea of trying to reduce the debt load, do you have any thoughts on any creative financial instruments beyond the common equity that's dominated by the retail investors that could improve your financial position and interest costs, and also re-engage institutional investors in AMC?
So we do, and we're not yet ready to share them publicly. Having said that, I would remind you that my new CFO is sitting, you're not so new anymore, you've been here 2 years, but who's sitting a couple of feet away from me, 6 feet away properly, but like, we've been very successful in the capital markets, and we just had this impressive, I think, refinancing of $950 million of our debt. We lowered our interest cost by 300 basis points. We stretched out maturities to 2029, and there are other tranches of our debt that we're looking at very hard to see if we can do something imaginative and creative with them, just as we did with our first liens a few weeks ago. Beyond that, there are other things that we can do, but as I said, and we're looking at them carefully, but as I said, we're not yet ready to share anything publicly. But you're on to something that it would be nice to have institutional investors embrace AMC, but I want to be very clear. I don't want to do that if it costs us our individual shareholder base. This new individual shareholder base has been very loyal to AMC since it showed up on our door about a year ago, and we intend to be very loyal to it in return.
You've been very clear about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim.
Once again, if you have a question, please press star, then 1. As there are no further questions from the phone lines, I would now like to turn the conference back over to Adam for any closing remarks.
Thank you, operator. For all of you on the call today, thank you for joining us. The fourth quarter of 2021 was so encouraging for us. AMC is on a glide path to recovery with bold, exciting plans for 2022 in an improving environment around us. With that, don't hold our feet to the fire too much for Q1, but boy, are you going to like Q2 through Q3 and Q4. We're expecting 22 is going to be a very good year for our company. Thank you, one and all. We appreciate you joining us today.
And that
This concludes today's conference call. You may disconnect your lines. Thank you for participating and have a pleasant day.
I definitely will, and thank you, voice. We are now looking at the end of the call where AMC was just less than 0.2% up in the after hours, already up 1.26%. Got rejected again at the VWAP. So let's quickly discuss what exactly happened. A lot of really great news. And in fact, so much great news that the stock couldn't help but, do exactly what it does every single earnings call. So a big dramatic dip down to $17.65 right before the call began, then ripped all the way up to $19.40 and then slowly descended until it hit a double bottom right around $18 flat and now raising itself back up to the volumetric weighted average price on that orange line. Thank you guys for sticking all the way to the end. Like I said, like I promised, we're going to do a quick meatball trick and then we're going to say, you guys have been a very, very, very nice group of people for reaching all the way to the end. I hope you guys got exactly what you needed out of that call. I hope Kristen Gallo, Connor, Old Moser, James Wu, Random Object, Recta, Night Gaines, Joe, Mr. Style, Chris Moon, Oscar Perez, James Harris, D.R. Henry, Senior, Taylor Westmore, and Sean Cranford. Thank you guys for sticking all the way until the end. Let's do a quick trick with Meatball. Meatball, can you stand up? Can you stand up? Okay, I'm gonna take away your pillow. Can you stand up? Gimme. Halfway on. Gimme. Oh. Can you stand tall? Lamp getting his way. Gimme. Can you go tall? Can you go tall? I don't think you can. Well, before we finish this trick, let's just say that I'm gonna put out some polls about what do you think the best parts of this Q4 earnings call was. Not only on Instagram and Twitter, but also on the community section of my channel. So go ahead and make sure that you guys have already hit that subscribe button if you want to stick for a while, and if you hit that like button already, thank you. You're the guy. You're the guys. And if you haven't yet, it's a really good time. So once again, Meatball, do you think you can do it? Can you stand tall? Can you stand tall? Can you stand tall? Put it on his head. Alright. Break! There you go. Good boy, and as always, for now, but not for forever, I'll see you guys in the money. Thank you, Pangea. Treat for Meatball. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And we'll see you guys in the money. Peace.